I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, March the 10th, brought to you in part by the new Nasalgen. Bovolus Nasalgen 3 PMH is a one-of-a-kind respiratory vaccine that is safe to use in young calves for a strong, healthy foundation. Visit unmatchedprotection.com for more information. How long is this thing going to last? Talking about the war, Russia's war over there in Ukraine. And, I've said in the last couple of visits, I don't feel like if they called a truce tomorrow or this afternoon that it would fix the cattle market or get us back to where we were 3 weeks ago, or get our gas down there to a reasonable price, or get our corn back down there. Those things have already happened, and it's going to be a long time before they get fixed. But watching some of the news there on Wednesday, they did finally come out and start saying that this war could go on for years. My gosh, we got lots of those wars that go on for years. We don't see them point blank every time we turn our TV on, but there's wars that's been going on out there for years, and this very well could just be another one, and they'll just resort that beautiful country of Ukraine over there to just rubble, I guess, because what they really want is what's underneath the surface of the ground anyway. But tell you what, the continuous escalation of our fuel and our fertilizer is going to stay this way for a long time, and Russia played a big part in the price of our fertilizer. You know, they've gone up more than threefold, like on our anhydrous and things like that. There's a big demand for manure. Imagine that. The guys that thought they were done with that, the guys are looking around for more manure, and the manure is selling it as a significantly higher price than what it was. But tell you what, if we don't get something done with this fuel, it's just gonna snowball into something that we can't handle. Our bull haulers are facing it, fighting it. Most of the guys I talk to are paying $4.50 to $5 a loaded mile. And a good bull hauler will tell you he's got to charge the price of diesel at least, or he's just pissing in the wind. I mean, he's got to make some money there. But we keep talking about getting that XL pipeline going again. The Canadian developer that was heading up that deal says it's too late to restart that pipeline project. I find that a little bit hard to believe, but it's going to take a lot to get it going again. And I don't think that that President Magoo is going to come in there and get it and restart it anyway. He's heavily persuaded by the green side, the green agenda, and they seem like they're just pretty tickled to sit there and watch this gas get high, because they think it's going to cause people to buy electric cars and ditch their internal combustion engines and things like that. I just don't know. The trips that I go on, I don't think I could plan out where I'm going to recharge that thing all the time. But what we really need is a bumper crop of row crops this spring and summer. But this drought continues to persist, and I'm not sure if we're going to get that. Our timely rain should start arriving here pretty soon. It's going to rain in April in parts of the Midwest where it always does. But over here in the desert dry country that adds to those crops, I don't know. It just seems like we're in a lull right now that we can't get out of. But let's talk about our futures market. The board, April live cattle futures down $1.47 at 137.57 on Wednesday's close. June was down $1.50 at 133.95. Go on your back months, and it was down 85 cents most nearby to as much as a nickel higher, and that was the farthest out traded month. So we continue to see a little bit of hope out there in our furthest out traded months. But not so much on the cash market, as we saw lightweight calves trade significantly lower on Wednesday, and we haven't seen that this year so far. So that's telling me that guys are kind of giving up on this thing. March feeder cattle up 2 cents at 154.05 because corn was down. April was down 17 cents is all at 160.15. Your back months, your feeder cattle were down 27 to down 72 cents. But corn futures for March down 19.5 at 7.35. Beans down 18 cents at 16.86.5. Seems like maybe your grains are kind of getting used to this this war. Kansas City hard red winter wheat for the May contract now was down 85 cents. Now settled at 11.14.5 for normal trading on Wednesday. Your fat cattle market just continuing to add on to what we established on Tuesday, which was 138. We did have a little bit higher than that from regionals and things in the northern plains, but 138 your fat cattle market. Iowa had 3,600 head confirmed, only 5,900 head for the week. Gonna have to see significant trading here on Thursday. But live sales in Iowa from 138 to 140. Dress sales from 219 to 220. Nebraska 17,400 head on Wednesday, and that's 24,700 head for the week. They're a lot closer to being filled up than any of the other areas. But live sales in Nebraska 138 to 140. Dress sales 220 to 222. Kansas at about 3,200 head confirmed on Wednesday. About 14,400 head for the week. Live sales all at 138. A little bit of 220 up in the north part of Kansas. And Texas had less than 100 head confirmed on Wednesday. Only 6,400 head for the week, but that would be more than the previous 2 weeks. So there's just we're going to hit that net zero in Texas before the Texas A&M research thought it was going to happen, but it's going to happen pretty fast. 138 was your cash price in Texas on Wednesday. Box beef cutout values searching for a bottom here. We haven't found it yet. Choice cuts 250, 270 for Wednesday afternoon. That was up 26 cents. Your packer margins and your choice cutouts are both the lowest we've seen them in a full calendar year. That's something to take note of. Of course, this is a time for that. But select cutouts down 15 cents at 244.79. And our slaughter is running at a really good pace this week. I mean, we could have one of our biggest slaughters we've had for a long, long time. Another 125,000 harvested on Wednesday. 375,000 so far for the week. That's 6 more than last week, 13,000 more than the same week a year ago. Our cow market's hot. Almost all your sales that sell cows and feeders the same day. Feeders were lower, cows were higher for the most part. Your high dressing slaughter cows have now broken over $1 a pound. A few places, Joplin Regional Stockyards on Wednesday, they sold cows, high dressing cows up to $1.02. I had a friend of mine in the southeast showed me some markets in Tennessee that got over $1 for high dressing cows. Excellent demand for good killing cows. And your producers are seeing that and they're bringing them to town. That's just going to escalate our tightness of numbers, guys, as we go forward. Talk about what else is going on. If you guys haven't got into the LRP deal, the livestock risk protection insurance policies that are partially funded by the government, and you don't have to worry about margin calls, and you basically just manage your risk through them, go out there and lock in your price. One of the best places to get that handled is Livestock Risk Services. So get a hold of them there. They've got some different locations and guys that are professionals at that. You just get a hold of them, tell them what you want to get done, and they'll help you out. Let's talk about our feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DV auction late in the day on Wednesday, sitting at 152.86, down 77 cents. We just keep losing traction there, and we're going to be in the 140s, I'm sure, here within probably the end of the week. But look at your big sales on Wednesday. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, 11,900 head for the 2-day sale, with feeders selling on Wednesday, calves on Tuesday. Your feeder steers sold $1 to $3 lower. Feeder heifers $3 to $6 lower. Calves were $5 to $10 lower. And as I mentioned earlier, the worst losses were on your lightweight calves. You hate to see that. Guys are giving up hope for down the road, especially with the drought that we're going through right now. But look at this automated market report from El Reno on Wednesday. This is just the Wednesday sale, the feeder sale. And you look at your best tested weights, 2,060 head of 7-weight steers. This is all your 7-weight steers at El Reno. This is your market, people. They averaged 763 with a weighted average price of $150.74. That was down a little less than $1 than last week. 1,463 head of 8-weight steers at El Reno averaged $854 with a weighted average price of $142.15. That was down about $3.66 as far as your weighted average went from last week. 1,320 head of 7-weight heifers averaged $138.08. That was down almost $4 as far as your weighted average goes. 1,035 head of 8-weight heifers averaged $834 with a weighted average price of $134.49. That was down $2.65 compared to your weighted average a week ago. A couple of individual quotes. How about Texhoma Livestock Exchange, Texhoma, Oklahoma? My friend Ashley there, he called me and gave me a stick-out quote there. And they had the biggest sale they've had in a long time there, 3,500 head at Texhoma, and had multi-load strings all day long. But the best deal that he gave me that I thought was about the highest was 53 head, 953-pound steers, bring $145.75. They just won't do it, people. But the best quote that I saw anywhere on Wednesday in your Ralgro top quote for the day, come out of a Western market, Twin Falls Livestock Commission, Twin Falls, Idaho. My friend Jake Billington there sold 217 head, 864-pound steers at $150.250. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.